struggling young people, regular families who are just trying to make it into the middle class. This is why we're here, and we will deliver. Thank you. And I'd like to bring up my friend and colleague from California, Congressman Ted Lieu.
Thank you. Americans across the political spectrum are exasperated that they see a government that is not working for them and instead working for special interests. That's why last year Democrats pledged to clean up corruption in Washington, D.C. And this year, the House Democratic Caucus has delivered. We passed the For the People Act, also known as H.R. 1. This legislation will restore the promise of our democracy and repair our democratic institutions. Specifically, it will get rid of the dominance of big money in politics. It enacts strict new ethics rules, and it will also mandate safe elections. Yesterday's hearings with Special Counsel Robert Mueller also showed that both Democrats and Republicans agreed that the Russians attacked us in a sweeping and systematic manner in 2016. That's why we need to pass the SAFE Act, also known as Securing America's Federal Elections Act. This bill will require that voting systems, which have long been vulnerable to hacking, be required by the National Science Foundation to develop accessible voter-verified paper ballot voting systems. Specifically, this bill, starting with elections in 2020, will require voting systems for federal elections to be manufactured right here in the United States and to make sure that paper ballots are made available for verification by the voter before the vote is cast. This was also passed by the House Democratic Caucus. Both the SAFE Act and the For the People Act are in front of the U.S. Senate. As Speaker Pelosi said, we need to make it too hot to handle for them. We need the U.S. Senate to take up these bills so that we can restore the promise of our great country. And now I'm going to introduce the terrific Congressman Dean Phillips from the great state of Minnesota, who's going to talk more about efforts to clean up corruption.